chances are, if you are in sales, you have had those things happen to you. Some of you had a bad year. And how did things go for you? How was it? How was your marriage? How was your friendships? The stress levels that came in with that. How you were with your children, but you weren't with your children because you were worried about your next transaction. I've been there. Now let's look at this from a different angle. What if you have 500 people on your team and you have a bad week, a bad month, a bad quarter? How are things different? They're a lot different because you have built an asset that doesn't completely 100% rely on you and your transactions. My goal when I joined this organization is I want to teach people to quit chasing commission checks. And every week I get on here and I tell you all the great things about eXp and what we can offer. There's a lot of you that assume assumptions are horrible. Assumptions decide your beliefs, and they can be completely wrong. And most of the time they are. I know I've seen people that walk by someone and that person won't wave to them. Oh, he's mad at me, or he's rude. He's a rude guy. And then you tell 5 other neighbors in your subdivision, yeah, he's rude. Well, maybe his mom just died. Maybe his dad just died. Maybe he did not see you. Think about it. We assume too much. And that's why I do this every Monday, because I don't want you to assume anymore when it comes to eXp. It is the biggest, boldest, baddest in the world. And what's more important than that is the people inside it are amazing. And this young woman, Tina, ever since I got here, she knew I was new to real estate. She don't treat you like you're new. She asked how she can help you, what she can do to teach you. And tonight, she's just going to give us a high overview. This call only lasts about 20 minutes. So we're not going to go into each of the CRMs, but she's going to give you a high overview, and there's no one better to do it than her. I think she was a teacher in her past life. She just doesn't know about it. But she's one hell of a teacher, and we love having her around. And we're so grateful that you came here tonight, Tina. So if you could, Tina, just talk to us about CRM of Choice and what it means to you, because you've been at eXp longer than me, and all that great stuff.
Well, thank you, Paul. First of all, I want to thank you so much for having me tonight. You're always positive, you're always inspiring. You always want us to think bigger, higher, and dream bigger, and not just do that, but what can we implement into our daily routines, habits, business model, etc., for help us achieve more, right?
Thank
And
you.
so, I tonight we're going to talk a little bit about CRMs. And so some people, just starting in the basics, they may even say, what is that? I have been a realtor for 20 years, and for probably 15 of those, I never used a CRM. And it was a nightmare trying to create an Excel spreadsheet of clients and when they did what they liked, what their price point was, and remembering all that. And I think the thing that broke the camel's back is one time I had a client call and she said, I'm looking for something that looks like a log cabin. And I'm thinking, well, I'm going to remember her because no one has ever called and said, I'm looking for a log cabin. Well, fast forward months later, I came across a log cabin. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is perfect for that lady, what she described. And then I'm trying to find my information about the woman who wanted a log cabin. So I've got to have a better system. So at that time, I was with a brokerage who did not offer a whole lot. It was more of a flat rate kind of brokerage, which was wonderful, but yet it was awful because I didn't get anything for what I paid for, right? You don't pay for anything, you don't get anything. Now, I loved my broker. I don't mean to bash him, but um, I love where I am now because EXP offers so many things of value for what you get. And right now, starting July 1, we not only get to have not one CRM of choice that's free with our brokerage, but now we will have 3 to choose from. So, what in the world is a CRM? For those of you who are new, it's basically a client retention management system, right? So, why do you need that? Well, if you're just joining and you say, as a realtor, and you say, well, I don't even haven't even done a deal. Well, that's fine, but you may have 200 contacts in your phone. So, how are you going to keep up with their birthdays and holidays? And as you start getting leads, how are you going to keep up with which one wanted how many bedrooms and what price point and what area? Have they been pre approved? Have they not? Are they wanting to buy in a month or 3 months or whatever? And there is so many things beyond that that a CRM can do for you, right? So why not make it work for you? The thing I love about it is I can put in a contact's information or a prospective buyer or seller's information or even my sphere of influence. And my CRM is working for me 24/7 when I'm doing a myriad of other things.
Yes.
So why do you need one? Well, tonight, instead of going into all the particulars of each of these three CRMs, first of all, it would take us probably 35 minutes to give a brief overview of each. I would say here's some things to think about. First of all, if you are with eXp, you have three options. Okay. The first option is, if you're with eXp, you currently have KV Core as a CRM. That's free to you as being an agent with them. It's extraordinary. It offers a lot. It is limited in I will say for me personally, in the agent user friendliness compared to a CRM I used to have. I do love that you can do marketing within it. You can do lead gen and so much other like social media posting, etc. from it. So if you're with the XP, come July 1, you're not going to have KB Core anymore. It's going to now automatically switch over to what we call BoldTrail. Okay? So BoldTrail is the new and improved version of what KV Core used to have. So if you are someone with EXP and you currently have KV Core and you've input information in there, come July 1, without you doing anything, it's going to switch over to BoldTrail, like it or not. Okay? So you have two other options. Your other two options are you can do what's called Lofty. It's a CRM. Now, Lofty used to be called Chime. Okay, Paul?
Okay.
So it's the same thing. It's just the new and improved version of if you have been using Chime in the past, it's now called Lofty. And then there's another CRM by the name Cloze, Cloze. Okay. So if you happen to be with the XP, the beautiful thing is you can choose one of those and it is free to you for as long as you're with the XP. So you
Nice.
say, how do I get it going? Well, if you're with the XP, you're going to get BoldTrail if you do nothing. If you want one of the other two, you have to fill out, you should have gotten an email from eXp that basically says, hey, you get to choose your CRM and you're going to have to fill out a form to choose which one of those you want. And whichever one you choose, you want to stay with it for 1 year.
Okay.
Okay? Because EXP has 90,000 agents. They can't have 90,000 of us changing every couple weeks. CRM, can you imagine the administrative nightmare of changing CRMs, right? So, my admonition to those of you watching, whether you're with the XP or whether you're not, is to do your homework. You can go and get a free demo emailed to you of BoldTrail, Lofty, Lofty, or Cloze so that you can compare all the ins and outs of all of them. Now, when I was with my old brokerage, I used a CRM called Commissions Inc., CINC. It was very user friendly, but Guess how much I was paying for that every month as an individual agent?
750.
$1,000 a month.
Wow.
Okay. So when I came over to eXp, on top of all the amazing things they give us to provide us with so many tools, among them, one of them was a free CRM. So I immediately took those marketing dollars, put it to other things, and started using KV Core.
Nice.
So now, just like you all, I'm researching which one I want, because I would be remiss to say, Paul, you absolutely need to go with this CRM, because different CRMs, trust me, they're not all the same in how they have their home page for you, how you're able to reach out to your client. Um, can you do video texting? Can you do video emailing? Can you do mass texting? How is it done?
Mm.
Some of them, when you go to utilize them, you can use your own phone number that you've been using for business or your own business email. And some of them, when you send something from their platform, they assign you your platform number or your platform email that you've established, right? And so let's say I called you from my platform, it might have 940 blah 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 blah, and then you're like, wait a minute, Tina, I'm not used to getting a call from you from that number. So you might think it's spam, right? And so I personally like a CRM that when I send something out in the system, it's using my number, my email for continuity.
Nice.
So you might want to check that, right?
Nice.
What do you feel like is the number one thing that you personally need to use a CRM for?
You talking to me?
Yeah.
For me, I just need it to just be a lead machine. And it's always constantly, because I forget people. I just forget. So I need it to be automated, constantly doing stuff that I can't do. I forget. I'm going to forget what we're doing Wednesday at our meeting. You know what I mean?
Well, that's the thing, the beauty I love about these CRMs is, all of us have people that are friends, family, clients we've dealt with in the past, people that we're working with right now, people we hope to work with, or maybe we have affiliates, right? So you can put them all into your CRM by the category that you know them. And so you can set up things that automatically are going out to them.
Yes.
So Susie Q wants homes in this area. As soon as properties come on the market in her criteria, she's automatically notified, or market
Boom.
reports, or holiday greetings, or
Boom.
birthday, or anniversary cards to when they purchase. All these things you can set up what they call campaigns, usually within your CRM. You can customize them, and then you can send them out to the different groups that you want them sent out to. So I love it because it helps me stay on track. I can set my appointments in them, I can do reminders, I can prioritize hot leads to medium to warm to, hey, I just know this person, but I'm not working helping them currently, right? So I want to show you, if I can, I want to share my screen.
Yeah, at the bottom, you should say share screen right there. You see it?
Yeah, I'm going to do that right here. And I'm going to bring up, da, 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 da. Okay, can you see this, Paul?
Yep. Looks
On
good.
your, and so, let me see here. Okay, so I will say here is a comparison of the three that eXp is giving us for free. And it's giving some basic, hey, it's checking some boxes, right? Like functionality. Do you get an IDX website with it?
Mm.
So so you can create a website through some of these. I personally I own my own URL that I bought through GoDaddy, you can do that through various sources. And then I just upload my IDX to this CRM and it uses my custom website.
Nice.
The beauty about this is your website does not have to look like my website. It's not a rubber stamp. You get to customize your website to look like you. And you can see under BoldTrail, it's very customizable. But I will say, after looking at Lofty and these others, Lofty is customizable as well. But do your own research, because is it customizable to the extent that you need it to represent you and your branding, right? Another thing I love about eXp is, although we're all under the eXp broker, we get to do our own branding. So, what my colors are, and I'm NTX Home Source Group, is different from you. So when I send all this information out to my leads, my contacts, whatever, I want it to look like me, sound like me, feel like me, whatever, in my business model. So you can do that. Do they have a mobile app? Which is awesome, because most people use their phone to look at properties and look at property information you send them. And this is all branded to you, right? Do they all have lead routing? Well, yes, but they all do it in a different format. So how do you want to get that lead information? How do you want to send information? That's going to vary differently from one CRM to the other. And again, versus the drop campaigns, all of these have AI built into them now. So whether you're sending an email, a text, data, whatever, you can literally click on it. You can use templates, customize your own templates, etc., and incorporate AI into it, which is awesome. Now you see under lead generation marketplace, you notice that Cloze does not offer that. So let's go on down. Marketing, they all have marketing, but it's different. So rather than going through all these, I would just say, if we needed to, we could put the link in here, or somebody could reach out to you if they want to see this, or you can ask AI or whatever. But, as we're talking through this, my number one admonition is that you absolutely have to do your research, because are you a single agent? Are you a team of 2 or 3, or do you have 400 people on your team? That will determine which one of these works best for you. Do you primarily only work with your sphere of influence? Or are you trying to do lead gen? If you go down here, best fit for, well, guess what? Existing under KV Core, which is BoldTrail, existing KV solar users, this is who it's best for. Teams, small teams, top producers. Lofty, they say a lot of lead converting teams, but as I did the demo, I'm like, well, this would totally work for an individual agent also, but it's set up for teams and lead conversion on that. You look at Cloze, it's set up a lot for sphere of influence and relationship-based business, right? So you're not trying to always work new leads and new generation and all of that. You're primarily staying connected with the people that you've somewhat been connected with anyway. There are some upsell opportunities. There is a basic plan that you are getting through these models with the eXp. Now they're very robust. This is not like you go into a builder and you go in a model home and you go, oh my gosh, I love this model home. What's an upgrade? And the builder says, everything, right? That's not like that. You're pretty much getting everything. And then there are some other additional, like marketing, lead gen things that you can upsell to do even more with. So, and then there's live on demand. There's of course support within them all. So, those are just a few of the comparisons, but they don't scratch the surface. When you get a demo, you will see for yourself what kind of fits your fancy of how you like to see information. Okay. So that is in a nutshell. I'll stop sharing that and then we can go back to.
I love it. I got a question for you while you're doing that.
Yes.
Because the same question I had, but Noel's asking, which one is Tina using?
You know, it's funny. And I apologize. I'm in my car. We're getting ready to go into a meeting. And my husband said, "Which one are you using?" And I said, "You know what? I've researched all three of these, and I think I have a favorite, but I'm not going to tell you today because I have some great follow up questions I have for the representative.
Okay.
Now that I've watched all of them and I've written down pros and cons and all of that. So once I get an answer to a couple questions on the one I think I'm going with, then I'll let you know. But here's the thing, Paul. What's right for Tina may be the worst thing for the next person because of how they want to use it. Or not the worst thing. They're all great, okay? But I will
Yeah.
say they're not all created equal, just like every lender is not created equal, every title company, right? You have to do your research and see what's going to work in your business plan. But if you're not using a CRM, you are missing out on potential sales, lead conversion, touches, interaction, letting your brain rest because there's no way, like you said, you can't remember all this stuff, right? It's crazy.
So I got another question. I love this question. I see. I forgot to ask this question. See, we gotta have someone helping us. But thank God Carolyn asked the question. Which one uses your own phone number?
Okay, so Cloze will use your own phone number and Lofty does.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Yep.
Well, thank you so much. I know you and your husband got to get off now, but thank you for taking the time. I know you're driving down the road and you got a meeting that you got to get to, and we appreciate all your teachings. And maybe we need to have you back next week so you can unveil which one you're using.
Stay tuned. And
But
see,
thank you.
it is. It's do you want to take the easy route if you're with KB Core and have zero transition?
Yeah.
Or do you want to have a little bit of growing pain? Like when you move into a new house, you got to pack everything up, which nobody likes. But then the beauty is you get this brand new, gorgeous house, right? So maybe it's time to pack things up and move on to a different CRM that will
Mm,
better fit you. And
mm.
if you're with a broker who doesn't provide this or a ton of other things that stay tuned, we'll share other things that we get for free that you might either be paying for or just don't have at your disposal. So I don't know about you, like I shared last week at our mastermind, if you have the right tool and you know how to use it, you're going to get more done.
That's true. That's true. Well, thank you so much. And I think eXp is the biggest, baddest, boldest organization in the world. I think anybody can do anything with it. But I think the thing that's the most important is the people like Tina, people like her person, Bettina. They're just incredible. That's just what makes us so powerful and strong. It's not just all the things that we have here at eXp, which we have everything, but it's the people inside of it that are grateful for what eXp is and who we are and how we help each other. Tina makes no money off of me. There's no system where she makes cash off of me, but she's always helping. And it's that servant heart that so many people in this organization have. And like I said, guys, this was a last minute deal for her. She jumped on. Her and her husband got to be gone like right now, so we're going to let her go. So thank you so much, Tina. And we got to have you back soon, okay?
Well, and I love the collaboration. That's
Yeah.
what's so fun. There's no secret sauce. How I can help you, you help me, and together we all win.
Mm. Amen. That's it. Mic drop right there. All
Thanks,
right. But
Paul. Appreciate
thank
you. Have a
you.
great and blessed evening.
All right. You too. Bye bye.